Welcome back to West Texas View.
Welcome to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery, and Christopher Havens and Galia Olivas are here from the Midland Convention and Visitors Bureau, and they are a hard-working group of people that are working every day to bring a lot of people into Midland to enjoy us, and then for them to benefit from their stay here. So let's talk about anything else the public needs to know about how much meeting space we have or anything like that.
Well, we have 27 properties in Midland that will put heads in beds, as the phrase is. We also have multiple meeting space locations, which, you know, from small venues up to extremely large venues. It takes sometimes some managing to get it done, but we do a great job of bringing it all together, transportation.
And the other big component of this is food.
Absolutely.
And you work with the restaurants, and you've got menus to show someone that comes in and says, we want to have a group of people here.
Well, what's great about some of the facilities, even some of our hotels, you know, they can provide their own catering, as well as working with, you know, some of the most wonderful caterers in West Texas, whether we have them at Midland Center or some of our unique venues like Kessler's or even out at the Horseshoe. We're able to just really bring in so many economic impact aspects, whether it's, you know, a small business or whether it's really one of our larger restaurants that can handle it.
And I know that there are certain seasons that are busier than others.
Correct.
Like at Christmas, you have a lot of people having this as the center for their headquarters events, like bank dinners,
Christmas parties.
So it might just be a one-night thing, but still, if everybody rented a hotel that came from all the different areas, and then they had one big dinner, then you can help them with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, we really, you know, try to enhance anything that anybody brings us. I mean, we really try to be open to our entire community. So even if you're not bringing heads and beds, but you need us just as a reference source, I mean, that's what we're there for. You know, we have so much going on, and so many hands out there in the community that we can really get out there and be an excellent resource for anybody that's doing any kind of meeting or event in town.
And that's a great point, because a lot of them will have small conferences where they're bringing people in just for the day.
Right.
And they'll come from all over the Permian Basin, and maybe from parts of New Mexico. And so they just need somebody to help them with where could we meet.
Familiarize them with what we have to offer.
Give me some maps.
That's correct.
and that's a big thing.
And we
is
have
to have
that as
someone
well.
that says, I just need to tell everybody how to get to that place. And so you've got good maps to give them.
Well, even talking about seasonal stuff, I mean, sports really, you know, we're about to kick off next weekend, the weekend after is huge sports weekends, and then it goes all the way through November. But even another market is weddings for us. We do specialized wedding maps so that we can help the out-of-town guests know where to go, whether it's the reception, the ceremony, the rehearsal dinner, and it's those little things that really add this huge value to what's going on. So I mean, really, there is no meeting or event that's outside of our scope of helping. We can always find a way to, you know, make it a little bit better and a little bit easier on you.
And the nice thing about it is when they talk to you, they'll discover things that they didn't even know was available, or they'll
every time.
discover ways that you can help them that they didn't even know how to ask for it.
One of our biggest accolades is our servicing. I mean, we are very well known for what our servicing does to our clients. And that not only is new business, but if you work it right and they have the experience in Midland that they want to have, they'll return. It's retained business. So you have two venues that you're working all the time. Main thing is we want them to enjoy our wonderful city and make sure that they have a great impression so that when they return, they know they want to come back.
Absolutely, and tell all their friends.
And the interesting thing is Midland has always been so kid friendly, and so you've got things that you can really recommend for the children or the spouses of the people that come to be with somebody that's going to a conference, well, bring your wife and
We plan
and
activities
husband
for
and,
them.
and
Yes, we
children,
do.
and we'll help you with a whole day of
That's right.
activities for them that are not going to be involved.
Absolutely, because if it's fun for everybody, then they'll definitely come back.
Well, let's kind of walk through how if somebody said, I'd like to contact them, but I don't really know how. Well, we're rolling across the screen your
Okay.
name, phone number, email, and website, and those kinds of things. But they come to your door, and then what do? Do you say how long it is before they need to have the event before they come?
Oh, no. We're
No.
always there
Yeah.
to assist. If it's a year out, and a lot of our conventions are 3 to 5 years out.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be a week out or it can be 5 years out. We want to assist them in a manner that is what is needed for their event, what they need to have done, and that's where we jump in and take it.
And the other thing that I know you do really well is they say, this is my budget.
That's correct.
What do we
Right.
have in a venue that I can do this? What do you have that in a food budget that we can
Right.
do it? We've got $8 or $12
That's
to pay
very,
for it.
very common, and absolutely so. Today's economy, you want, and that's another thing that we feel our pride in, is most venues, most events that come to Midland, their most remarkable comment, besides our servicing, because our servicing is always number one, is that they actually make money when they come to Midland. They truly make money for their event. So that's something that we're very proud of, and our city is proud of.
Well, and that's where we can really enhance. I mean, when you have tight budgets and we have hotel motel tax funding that can help offset any kind of expenses so that you can really have the best bang for the buck of your money, then it really brings that very much added value to your meeting. And so,
And one of the things that I've heard is that you have the neatest little things for the gift bags, that especially for conventions and conferences, and that just makes people remember Midland so much when they leave, and they've got this little pen or they've got this little
Right.
notepad, or they've got all kinds of neat things in their little gift
We're
bag.
always proud to showcase our
Right.
city, so any avenue that we can put Midland in, we're
Well,
excited
what
to do.
else can you think of before we close out this program that you'd really like to, that we haven't covered, that you really like to talk about?
Well, I really just, would want the community to know that, call us. You'd be really surprised, again, at what we can help you do. So if you do have a meeting that's coming in, we're really willing to work with you on a variety of levels. So never be afraid to ask, because if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So, but if you do ask, you'd probably be really surprised at, how we can really, help you and then help our community.
And one of those things on that, when you call and say, I'm thinking about having a Sunday school conference here on such and such day in such and such month, and you have a calendar, and you can look on that calendar and say, that's free, we don't have a lot of other things going, or you can say, well, we have 4 other conventions then, and they're all about the same size, and so there may not be enough venues to cover what you, so it just helps you to help them
Right.
do their best planning.
Right.
And it's hard sometimes to remember numbers, it's hard to remember names, but if you want to research Midland, you want to see what we can do, it's very simple. Go on the website, visit midlandtexas.com. Brings you right to us, gives you contact information, property information. Brenda Kisco has done a remarkable job with our website, and I think it's one of the finest in Texas.
And the interesting thing is you'll find more than you were expecting to
Absolutely.
find.
Right.
And then when you look at it and then follow through by calling, you'll hear more than you expected to hear. And I love the service, and I can remember back to when the law was made. This is a state law that allowed the communities to be involved with the hotel motel tax, so that each of the communities could then attract more visitors to their city. And I remember that a lot of people said, "Oh, that's silly," but now any wise
Right.
area is using that to their advantage.
Well, it's definitely vital to any economic health in any community. So we're very proud that we can serve in this manner.
And promote our city.
and bring dollars into
That's
the community.
exactly right.
And new dollars. This is not just flushed around, but new dollars
right.
into the community. What a treat it's been to have Christopher and Galia with us today. And I want you to make note of the number that's rolling across your screen so that you can write that down, and you'll never know when you're going to use it, or when you hear someone else that says, I don't know where to get help, and you can say, I can help you with that, and give them that number, because this is an important service to our community, and to each one of you, you benefit from it without even knowing about it. So we'll see you next Sunday with another program about the Visitors Bureau that will give us a little bit more information that will be helpful to you in your planning. And thank you again for coming.
thank you.
Johnny Lou. It's always a pleasure.
See you next Sunday.
Thanks for joining us for News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery. This has been a public affairs presentation of KWAB TV and KWES TV.